What's up, guys? Welcome back to my Detroit Tigers Out of the Park series. Today we have episode 19. We're jumping straight into the 2025 season. Last season we finished very, very good. We went to the playoffs. We won one round against the Yankees, and then we lost to the Mariners. So we're looking to improve upon that this year. We want to make it to the World Series. That's the overall goal. We've already done the offseason in the last episode. And I've already went ahead off screen and simulated spring training. We went 21-9, and we actually have a few points of news to go over. First of all, we have the Hall of Fame voting results. Nobody gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. CC Sabathia was really close. No one else was really that close. As you can see, this is the results right here. Next, we have the Kansas City Royals, a division rival, moving to Columbus and becoming the Columbus Bears. So now we have sort of three new teams in this league. If you missed last episode, we went and we expanded the league to add two new teams. We added the Las Vegas team and we added the Charlotte team, I believe. So now we have Columbus getting a new team as well, but this time it's a team moving there, so that's exciting. That'll be a team we play a lot this year, so that'll be cool just to see a new team there. Next, we decided to make a big trade. We traded away Brandon Woodruff and Justin Rodriguez for Yanoa, I think it's Huascar Yanoa, and $10 million in cash. I did this move because I wanted more money. I wanted to be able to expand upon a lot of our other financial issues, such as player development, which got cut down by our owner. So I went ahead and I did this trade to boost it back up, as well as our scouting budget. Brandon Woodruff also wasn't that good. We can take a look at his stats real fast for us. He just hasn't been that great overall with us. His ERA plus, never been that great. His FIP minus was sort of good in 2023, but in 2024 it wasn't good. So I just can't justify keeping him around for $10 million a year. And we went ahead and we got Yanoa. He's decent. He's not anything special. I believe he got injured last year, if I'm not mistaken. He's also not been a full-time starter in his career yet, so that could be an issue, but I like him. He's 26. He's cheap. He pitches good enough. I think he can pitch even better than this, so I really liked him, and we got the $10 million in cash. And Justin Rodriguez here is just a small prospect that I wasn't too worried about giving up, so I really like this deal. Next, I want to go over some player development updates here. Sixto Sanchez goes up from 3.5 to 4 stars, which is good. He's going to be a really good pitcher for us, but the dude I'm most excited about, the only person I really wanted to show you guys, Raymond Gonzalez here. He's our most recent first-round draft pick. He was a 35th overall pick, and he is looking amazing. His velocity went up, so now he's 97 to 99 as a starting pitcher. He's 3-star overall, 4.5 potential. 3 good pitches here, decent movement, or decent control, good movement. Not so great stuff. I hope his stuff can just be a little bit better. He doesn't have any bad personality traits here yet. He pitched good last year in A+ ball. I think he's going to be ready, maybe not this year, but next year if we need to bring him up, he is an option. He is very good. We also have Cutter Clausen as well, so our starting pitching depth is really good, as well as Lejay Newsome, who's also in AAA right now. No one else really here to report on. Zion Rose goes up half a star, which is good. I think a lot of this has to do with sort of the development budget going up, with a lot of these guys developing better. Tamar Johnson's contact goes up and his speed goes up, but some of his potential ratings go down. Some bad news, Trey Turner goes down in overall and potential ratings, so does Joey Bart. Besides that, I think it was a pretty good update there on the developmental side, so I was happy with that. Let's go over our season expectations are to reach the playoffs per our owner, which is very reasonable. I would say our expectations are actually higher than just making the playoffs, but I'll take that. And then we have the top 100 prospects list, which I haven't looked at yet, but it appears that Raymond Gonzalez is actually top 10 now. So let's take a look at where we rank. We're 6th now. Raymond Gonzalez is 9th. Tamar Johnson is 14th, and Zion Rose is 42nd. Those are our top 3 guys right there, easy. So that's very understandable that they're all there. Top 50 prospects, which is pretty good. Obviously, we don't deserve to be in the top 5, but I really like the 3 guys we have there. They're all really good. One of them's already a part of our team this year. The next 2 are probably going to be here within the next 2 to 3 years, if not earlier. So I'm really happy with our team. And I'm ready to get right into opening day. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate. Just kidding. Trey Turner suffers an injury, apparently, for 2 to 3 weeks. So that's an interesting thing. Let me go handle that, and I'll be right back. All right, so here are the results of our opening day game. We win 4-2 against the Los Angeles Angels. A good game. Trevor Rogers gets the start on opening day. He does pretty good. 6 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings, only giving up 2 earned runs. And then our bullpen comes in. Like always, they shut it down. Perfect. Another save for Josh Hader to start the year. That's what we want to see. We want to see an increase in his production this year, as he wasn't necessarily perfect last year. He was good, but he wasn't perfect, so a better season from him would be great, considering he's the 3rd highest paid player on our team. On the offensive side of the ball, we have a home run from Sano and Torkelson. Those are the 2 guys that I believe have the most power on our team that I think are going to lead us in home runs this year. Cespedes also gets a double. I'm glad, because we're trying to hope he redeems himself this year. He had a bad year last year. Hopefully he can come back and perform very well this year. Riley Green doesn't have a good game at all. He walks once, doesn't get a hit though. Trey Turner, Tamar Johnson, similar situations. Trey Turner, though, did get injured in this game, and Zach Short came in and played pretty good. He's going to fill in for Trey Turner for the time being. I'll show you guys the move we made for that. We went ahead and we called up Trey Cruz to fill up that middle infield role. And then also a new addition to our roster is Michael Brown. We called him up. He's going to be that 26th man in the team right here. Not really going to see a lot of playing time. He's just here as a pinch hitter probably until we figure out what to do with that last roster spot. But he has power. That's really the main reason he's here. He has a good eye. He has good power. That's all I want him to do, is just hit home runs in a pinch hitting situation, and I'd be happy with that. Next time I'm going to come back, we'll probably be somewhere further down in the season. Hopefully we can get pretty far into this season here by the end of the video. So I'll see you guys when we're further down the line. Alright, we're back real fast. I just wanted to go over an update real fast. We started the year 3-6. Not a good start. And then we went on a 14-game win streak right here towards the end of April, in the middle of April. We were killing teams, sweeping them. We just lost that 15th game to the Minnesota Twins here. But we are looking really, really good right now. We're 17-7. That win streak is probably going to carry us all the way to the playoffs because of how long of a win streak it was. I'm really happy with that. That is really surprising. Let's just keep simming now. Alright, another quick update here. We are currently 25-18. I wanted to go over a roster move though. We went ahead and we claimed Brett here off of waivers from the Dodgers, I believe. He looks decent. He's 27. He has good velocity, good pitches, good overall stuff, and movement and control. They're all average to above average. He's having a good ERA for us. 2.25 in 4 innings obviously is nothing. But in 15 innings for the Dodgers, it was 3.6. The year before that, in 2024, it was 38 innings, 3.79. So he's done good, and not necessarily a high amount of innings, but I think he's a good little addition. We sent down Michael Brown from the offensive side of the ball to make room, which I was fine with because he wasn't performing well. So I was fine with that. Let's just keep simming now. Alright, here we are on June 22nd. I have a few updates to go over. First of all, we're 43-31. We're second in the division, 2 games behind the White Sox. So that's going fine. We are slightly struggling because we were facing some injuries. We had Trey Turner get injured again for around 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks. We have this big injury news. Bobby Miller is going to be out for 13 months now, but it's not as bad as it sounds because of something I'll go over later. But first, we'll go over the All-Star Game rosters. We have 3 guys on here. We have Blake Workman, we have Munoz, and then we also have our catcher, Joey Bart, who's going to be starting in the All-Star Game. Then we have the prospect game right here where we have 2 guys. We have Ed Cross and Zion Rose, both getting in this game. They both deserve it, so I'm happy for them. One more injury I wanted to go over. Riley Green was out for 6 weeks. He has 4 weeks left now. We called up Tucker Flint to fill in as a DH, I believe. And now Cespedes is starting in right and Torkelson starting in left. That's how our outfield is shaping up right now. It's not great, but it's also not bad. I like that we get to give some of our drafted guys some more time, even if they don't perform. As long as they're getting time, it's at least a positive. But let's go over why the Bobby Miller isn't as bad as it sounds being out for a whole year plus more time than that. Is because Raymond Gonzalez here got even better. He's injured right now, but he increased his overall again, and his velocity is now 98 to 100 for a starting pitcher. He still has potential to boost his stuff up. He looks like he's going to be really good, and I'm going to call him up once he's back from injury. Right now we have Cutter Clausen called up. He's going to fill in while we're waiting for him to come back from injury. But once he's back, he's going to slide right in here into our rotation, and hopefully he's going to perform for us because I think he's something special for us. I think we have a really, really good prospect on our hands right now. Okay, here we are on July 10th. I've made a couple moves that are questionable, and I just wanted to go over them real fast. So we went out, and this is actually sort of a good move. We traded for James Karinchak, who actually I've been interested in for a while now. But we go out and get him this time, and he's having an amazing season. He has an ERA at .82 in 33 innings. He was a closer for the Oakland Athletics, but take a look at his FIP, .1. He has a FIP minus of 2, 60 strikeouts in 33 innings. He is having an elite season. Obviously, we do have our closer already, though, so he's going to actually come in and slot in as a setup guy. And actually, something weird happened. If we go ahead and we look at our pitching staff, he's now the only setup guy. Usually there's automatically 2 guys there, but our managers decided that he's going to be the setup guy. Those are 1-2 in the last 8-9 innings there, which is incredible that we have guys with .8 ERAs as our setup and our closer now. And it allows us for Martinez to move into that middle relief role. He's sort of struggled this year just a little bit for his standard he has, 3.6 ERA. So now our rotation's looking really good. But as you can see here, there is someone missing from our rotation, or from our bullpen, I should say. And we actually traded Josh Hader. I know he was our big acquisition in the last offseason or the one before that, I think. But we actually traded him. We didn't get anything for him, really. His contract was just too big. He was having a bad season, 4.72 ERA. He just wasn't that good. Too much money for what he brings. He was unhappy because he wasn't the closer as well, so he was just not a good part of our team. So I traded him away for Alexander Palma here, who's going to actually fill in until we have some guys back from injury, because we had some more injuries. I'll show you guys that real fast as well. Our injury list is now looking like this. We have Riley Green and Cespedes out for the next few weeks. So unfortunately, he is going to have to fill in at left field. We have Torkelson at DH still, and Derek Hill's getting the start now in center, and Joe Adell got moved to right. So that's how that's going to look. Let's go over that one trade, though, real fast for Karinchak. We gave up a lot. We gave up, well, a lot in terms of number, not in terms of actually giving up that much. We gave up Alec here, who's a catching prospect. He's been one of our higher prospects. He's nothing special, though. 1.5 star overall, 2.5 potential. He's 23. I think he could be something. It's just I never saw it being with us, especially if we're going to be contending. Orlando Cabrera, very similar, 2-star overall, 2.5 potential. He sat in AAA for so long, so I was fine with getting rid of him. Then we have Nelson here, a left-handed pitcher. He's a relief guy, looks like. He looks kind of good. He's not going to be anything for us ever, but he was sort of hard to get rid of just because he looks all right. He's going to be average, I think. But it wasn't that hard to get rid of him for an even better, way, way better guy. And the biggest piece we gave up was Michael Brown. I really love Michael Brown. He already has great home run power, great eye. He has decent contact and decent gap power. It's slightly below average, but it's fine. His personality, he didn't have anything outstanding here that I liked, so I was fine with that part. But he was going to hit a lot of home runs eventually for someone. For us, he got called up. He played 12 games, no home runs. And he hit 174 with a 296 on base in those 12 games. So he hasn't performed yet for us. I don't really see him getting any chances with Sano over at first for the foreseeable future. So those are the guys we gave up there. 4 guys for James Karinchak. I liked it. I was trying to get Josh Hader straight up for James, but they didn't want it. No one really wanted Josh Hader, so that's why we had to give him away for basically nothing to the Milwaukee Brewers. And I also wanted to send him to the National League so that we don't have to face him in case he has a resurgence. So hopefully we don't face him more than a series a year, if that. I'm really happy with the moves we made. We really, really solidify our bullpen even more, even though it was already very, very good. It's even better now. We're actually a day away from the draft, so next time I see you guys will probably be after the draft. I'll just recap what we did and let you guys know who we drafted. All right, here we are after the draft. Now, this draft was probably the most boring draft I've ever done in the series. I decided to auto draft after the third round pick, I believe. And even that third round pick, I was ready to just give up then. There was nobody I liked, not even a little bit. This third rounder guy was more of a joke pick than anything. He has ratings of a decent pitcher. He throws 96 to 98 for a center fielder. Good curveball, good cutter, decent stamina for a bullpen arm. His stuff is going to be average. Everything else is going to be way below average. But I just drafted him for that. Maybe he'll work out as a two-way player eventually, but I really doubt it. The top two guys were the only guys I really liked at all. Tucker Biven was just a normal pick for me, one of my standard draft picks. He's a little older, good defender, decent bat, decent on the base pass. That's really what I look for in any of the later rounds. And I ended up drafting him in the second round there. But our first round pick, I don't think he was even projected to be a top 4 or 5 round pick, but I liked him a lot. And we drafted him, Stan Mendoza. He has really good contact potential, good gap power potential, home run power potential, and avoiding Ks potential. His eye and discipline are never going to be there, but all the other stuff looks good. He's a decent corner outfielder, decent on the base paths, good personality traits here. In high school, he killed it absolutely. His average near 500, which obviously this is high school, so it doesn't matter for anything. And his on base was super high. So hopefully he works out. He's only 18. He's a few days away from 18 now. So he's really young. He has potential. He has 3.5 potential. He was the highest potential whenever I was drafting as well, which is part of the reason I wanted to draft him. So I was fine with getting him there. Everyone else is sort of just here. We have this guy here, 2-star overall, 3-star potential. He could be decent. He was someone I was looking at in the third round as well. But it looks like he's already reached a lot of his potential. He's another one of those good fielders, good base runners, average back kind of guys that I like to draft. So I guess our scout also likes that, so that was good for me. And the rest of these guys are just average to above average minor league players if they're lucky in the future. So I don't really see a lot of these guys ever being mentioned again probably. This guy right here, Dan Sanderson, he only has 1-star potential, so I'm not even offering him a contract. I'm not going to waste $35,000, which is nothing for nothing. So we just didn't go ahead and offer him anything. Everyone else is getting an offer of some sort just to fill in the minor league system. I would not sign any of them if I really thought about it enough, but we went ahead and offered them stuff, so that's fine. Not necessarily happy with this, but at least we have some pieces that are exciting. So I'll probably see you guys around the trade deadline next. I don't know if we have any more moves to make, but if I do, then I'll let you guys know. All right, here we are one day after the trade deadline. We decided to make 2 moves, starting with this one right here. We trade for Alex Verdugo. He's going to come in and start in right field for us, and we're going to move Cespedes into that backup outfielder role for now. We trade away Derek Hill, who was our backup outfielder. He's the only guy from our major league roster that we traded away in this trade. We also give up Dylan Carter, who's a decent little pitching prospect. He has good 4-pitch combination right here. He throws hard. I just don't think he's ever going to be ready for the majors for our team. Next, we have Ty here, who was a decent guy I drafted, I believe, 2 years ago or maybe even a year ago. He has good defensive skills, good base running and speed. His bat was never going to get there, though, which is why I was fine with getting rid of him. He was probably the hardest to get rid of. Next, we have a few guys right here that I could care less about. Jackson Lynn. Doesn't look like he's going to be anything great. He's already 22. I don't see him developing. Same with Caleb Kozar. He's 24, almost 25. He doesn't look good at all, so I was fine with getting rid of him. Alex Verdugo was probably the most important piece we got at the trade deadline because he's actually going to come in and start. He's going to get some at-bats with us, and hopefully he's going to be a big piece to our lineup. He hits for contact at a good rate. He has decent power. I think he's going to be a really good piece for us, and he can play defense in right field, which is something that I really value for this team. Next trade we have is for another starting pitcher, or it's sort of a replacement for our old starting pitcher. Cutter Clausen was that 6th starting pitcher in our rotation. He was in the minors. We called him up once we got the injury. Then we're waiting on our top prospect to get called up once he's back from injury. But for now, the few weeks that we have to wait, I wanted a different guy, so we got Sandy Alcantara. Basically, we just swapped Cutter for Sandy. Sandy is having a decent year, 4.2 ERA. He's just a veteran that's going to come in, hopefully allow us to win more games. And Cutter Clausen will, at 24 years old, this is his debut season, so I just think Sandy's going to come in and perform a little bit better for those few weeks that we have while we're waiting on our top prospect. And if our top prospect doesn't work out, then at least he can come up and also provide some time as a veteran in that fifth slot to really take over. We also had to include a prospect here. I don't really care about him. He didn't look like anything great, like most of the guys we traded away, so I was fine with that. But those are the two trades we made. We're currently in first place. We're 2 games ahead of the White Sox. We are 64 and 45, so we're looking good. We didn't really need to make any moves, but I just decided to because I want to win a World Series or at least make it there this year. We need to keep moving in that direction. So hopefully next time I jump back will be at the playoffs or when we're announced as winning our division or anything exciting happens regarding the postseason. All right, guys, we are finally here at the end of the regular season, and we have great news. We eclipse 100 wins. We get 101 wins, 61 losses. That's our record. We win the Central Division by 9 games. It was really close, and then we just took off in this last month. I'll show you guys our record real fast. The last 25 games, which is the whole month of September, we finished 21 and 4. That's an amazing streak we had going on here of just winning games. I wanted to go over a few things before we get into the playoffs. First, let's see who we're going to play. We actually have a bye in the first, well, not a bye. We have to see who we're going to play from the wild card game. So we're either going to be playing Cleveland or the White Sox. They're both division rivals. We honestly don't have great luck against Cleveland, but I'm pretty sure they're the easier team that we would want to face. We've struggled a little bit with Chicago too, but they're honestly better, so it makes more sense. I'm not sure who I want to face. I think we're better than both of them. Our standings right here show that we're better than them. I know we're better than them. We can look at the overall standings for Major League Baseball. As you can see, we had the second best record in baseball behind the Dodgers, who finished with 105 wins. No one else eclipses 100 wins, actually. No one really even gets that close. The Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Rays are the only teams to get sort of close. Same with the White Sox. They all get above 90 wins. Everyone else doesn't even get above 90, which is really surprising there. I'm not sure if that shows how good we are or how average everybody else is, but I'm happy with that. Next, I wanted to go over our top prospect. We called him up, Raymond Gonzalez here. His numbers don't look amazing, but they look good. I mean, well, his numbers look good, but his wins and losses don't look good. He's 2 and 4, so he hasn't had good luck out there, but he's pitched good. 3.27 ERA, 2.66 FIP, 50 strikeouts in 52 innings. He's pitched good. He just hasn't had the backing yet. If we take a look at his game log here, I believe this is 9 games, 8 games. He's done good. His best game probably coming against the Chicago White Sox, actually. 7 innings, 11 strikeouts. He only allowed 1 earned run. I was really, really happy when he pitched this game because he wasn't pitching great, and then he came out and pitched this game, and he looked amazing. Every other game since then has been all right. 6 2/3 innings, only giving up 3 earned runs, striking out 5. I can live with that for sure. And then every other game after that, only 2 or less earned runs is exactly what we want from him. He's actually probably our ace now if we look at the pitching staff. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this playoff roster yet because we have tons of starting pitching options. We have Sixto, Sandy still here. We have Yanoa. And then we have just these 3 guys right here that are definitely capable. Blake Workman, I prefer him to be in the bullpen, but our manager really wants him to be a starter, and that's kind of bugged me, but nothing I can do about it as the GM. I no longer have the ability to go to the game strategy thing and change it like I used to. He's already suggested role as a reliever. Our manager doesn't want to take our suggestions, so we'll see what happens there. Blake Workman honestly might be off of the playoff roster anyway, so that might fix itself. Our lineup's looking good. Let's see how they finish the regular season. Joey Bart, 255, 307 on base, 22 home runs, OPS plus at 122. He has a WAR at 3 basically. James McCann, backup catcher right here, 265, 329 on base, 107 OPS plus, 11 home runs. That's really good from him. Then we have an absolute beast of a season right here, 42 home runs, 93 RBIs, 222 average, 312 on base. But those home runs right there, he just does it every year for us, hitting so many home runs. We'll actually skip ahead to Austin Riley real fast. 39 home runs from him. He was actually leading the American League for a while there. I guess he slowed down at the end. He has 99 RBIs. And he hit 249 with a 291 on base. So he doesn't have the getting on base as Sano does, but he does hit for average more. So that's just whatever there. Trey Turner, 276 average, 336 on base. His average came down this year, but he's still hitting decent. Hopefully in the playoffs he can get that average up. He gets on base still at a good rate. 113 on OPS plus, nearly 4 WAR. Then we can skip ahead to the guy I'm most excited about, Tamar Johnson. We called him up first full season. He hit 278 with a 340 on base. He hit 12 home runs, which is a little surprising. I didn't expect double digits from him. 51 RBIs, 84 runs scored, second highest on the team. And then he led the offense in WAR with a 5.5 WAR. He had 52 stolen bases, only caught stealing 5 times. He is great. He's also great on defense. Then we go to Riley Green, who he's kind of underwhelmed me a little bit in this entire series pretty much. 265 average, 367 on bases. That's good from him. I like that. 16 home runs, though, is a little lackluster. Same with 61 RBIs. Nothing really too great, but he does hit with 113 OPS plus, 3 WAR there, 19 stolen bases. I guess I'll take it. Hopefully he can, once again, get better in the playoffs. Next, we move to our starting center fielder, Joe Adell. 276 average, 321 on base, 35 home runs. That's exactly what I wanted. 30-plus home runs from him. 114 RBIs. I believe that did lead the American League, possibly in RBIs, which is very exciting. He had a 3.6 WAR. Super happy with that. Alex Verdugo, 281 average, 344 on base, 23 home runs, 68 RBIs. We'll see what he did with Just Us. So, yeah, he hit mostly the same with Just Us. 279, 338 on base, 7 home runs, 21 RBIs. Still happy with everything he did for us. He didn't really fall off any. He didn't step up any either, but I'm fine with it. He ended with a 3.7 WAR on the year, 3.8 actually. And then we go ahead and we look at Spencer Torkelson, our DH. He hasn't been great. 221 average, 282 on base. 32 home runs, though, is good. 65 RBIs, not great. And then his OPS plus is at 88, which is not good, but I guess we'll take it home run-wise. Hopefully in the playoffs he just hits a lot of home runs. That's really all we need him to do. I won't take a look too much at anybody else's stats. We'll probably just get right into our first playoff game now. I'll show you guys who we're playing, and then I'll show you guys the result of game number 1. All right, here we have our opponent for the first round. We have the Chicago White Sox after they beat the Cleveland Indians in the wild card game. I wanted to show you guys the playoff roster we decided to go with. So our rotation is going to be Raymond Gonzalez, our top prospect, then Trevor Rogers, Luis Castillo, and Sixto Sanchez is going to round out that rotation. Our bullpen is pretty much similar to our entire season's bullpen. We have Munoz as the closer, Karinchak as the setup guy. Then we have Martinez, DeGeis, Brian Garcia, and Yanoa as that middle relief core right there. Then we have Corto Real, Alex Lang, and Aaron Fletcher in to round out the rest of the bullpen. Our lineup is going to be Tamar Johnson leading off at short, then Riley Green in left, Trey Turner at second, Joe Adell in center, Miguel Sano at first, Verdugo in right, Austin Riley at third, Torkelson playing DH, batting 8th, Joey Bart at catcher batting 9th for us, and then we also have James McCann, Zach Short, Cespedes, and Tucker Flint to round out our roster on the offensive side of the ball. Let's get straight into game number 1. All right, we lose game number 1, 6-3. Unfortunately, Raymond Gonzalez can't duplicate the performances he had in the regular season. He's with 5 earned runs, 10 hits in 4 innings. Our bullpen does fine to limit the damage, only allowing 1 earned run in 5 innings. But unfortunately, we just can't get our offense to come through only scoring 3 runs. Joe Adell gets a home run. Austin Riley gets a double. We can't really compete when our offense isn't performing and our starting pitching isn't giving us a chance to win. I think next game should go a lot better, but that was just not a good Game 1 performance from us. Let's move on to Game number 2. All right, we have a win this time, 8-6. Unfortunately, it was much of the same in the last game. Our starting pitching does not help. Trevor Rogers goes 3 1/3 innings, giving up 6 earned runs. But then our bullpen does amazing to close out the game in those final, 5 to 6 innings, only giving up the 1 hit. That is amazing. And then our offense, just like last game, if they would have came through, we would have won that. But we win this one thanks to our offense going up for 8 runs. Tamar Johnson actually hits a home run. Torkelson gets a home run. What a great game. Even the back of our lineups getting RBIs here. Torkelson and Riley both have 2. Joe Adell has 2. That's 5 on the series now. I'm really happy. As long as our offense is going, our bullpen will allow us to get wins. We just need that starting pitching maybe to keep it down to 3 earned runs, and I guarantee we sweep the rest of the series. Okay, so we lose 2-1. Another very bad loss there. Our offense does nothing. Riley Green's home run is the only run we score. Our pitching actually comes through this time. Luis Castillo only allows 1 earned run. Unfortunately, Munoz is actually the one that allows the go-ahead, maybe game-winning home run. I haven't looked at the game breakdown. I don't know how we allow this to happen, but we just can never score runs when we have winnable games. It's very unfortunate. Now our back's against the wall. We are clearly the better team. We need to win this series. Hopefully game number 4, our offense can come through. Thank goodness we win game number 4, 6-2. A big performance from Sixto, 6 1/3 inning, giving up 1 earned run, 2 runs though, 8 strikeouts there. Perfect performance from him. Our bullpen comes in and does great, only giving up 3 hits, and I believe it's 2 2/3 innings or 2 1/3 innings. Not sure about the math there, but we had a good game from everyone. Tamar Johnson starts off with a hit, and then Riley Green hits a 2-run homer within the first 2 batters of the game. Amazing performance from everybody, especially the pitching side of the ball. The offense came through and did what they needed to do. Now it's crucial game number 5, where I'm pretty sure we have Raymond Gonzalez on the mound. He's going to hopefully redeem himself here. Biggest game of his career easily. This is where he proves whether or not he's going to be an ace or not in this league. Very, very exciting. Game number 5 coming up next. Another heartbreaking loss. We lose game 5 against the White Sox 5-2. We were absolutely dominated this game. Their starting pitcher, Jack Crowder here, goes 8 1/3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs, striking out 8 of our batters, giving up 6 hits. The 2 earned runs don't even come until the 9th when Sano hits a 2-run bomb. I thought maybe something was getting started there, but nothing came from it after that. Very, very unfortunate game. We definitely deserved better, but I guess we can't complain that much as our offense doesn't get going at all. Tamar Johnson is the only bright spot of this entire series. He played amazing, hitting .389 in the series. And I'm pretty sure, he hit 1 home run here. He was great. Riley Green stepped up a little bit. He hit .300 with 2 home runs. Austin Riley was decent, but I'm pretty sure he got injured in this last game. Lots of unfortunate stuff there. I guess that's going to do it for this video. Next video, I'll show you guys who won the World Series and any sort of awards, and then the off season, like always. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment what you want to see from this series going forward. Hopefully we can win a World Series eventually. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.